It is a beautiful Monday morning in Kapsowar. Celeste and I are back after a week staying away from the hospital and recuperating after Celeste had double carpal tunnel surgery 9 days ago. So it's Monday morning, it's sunny, and I am at the hospital to see what the guys did in my absence. There's Ben with his big gloves on. And I thought this would be a good opportunity to show you guys what we've been working on this side of the HDU. So here, let me orient you as to where I am. All right, so I'm down below the HDU. I'm standing in that central courtyard area. This building is still mostly unoccupied, but we are meeting about that this week and compiling the final list of things we need to get this building into action. And one of the things I've been working on is this area, because we need to be able to get patients in beds, in wheelchairs, up into the second and third levels of this building. And up until we finish that area back there, the only access with these stairs. So this area is critical for getting patients into all levels of the building. So here's what that area looks like. The geometry is pretty tight because we have this laboratory building up here. This is where we do all our blood testing and blood draws. This building right here is our X-ray machine. And between this corner and down there is not only quite a difference in height, but it's quite tight. So this is what we've come up with. There is a long ramp to get up to the third level. And then there's a switch back here and then a bridge that I'm standing on. And down there you can go out of the theater and go horizontal straight across to the second level. And the second level is, of course, where the HDU itself is, where the intensive care unit is. And then this framing that you're seeing up here is to cover the walkways so that if it's pouring rain, everyone is covered. And the reason we are stopped right now is basically I have spent every nickel of the budget and stretched it as far as it will go. And slight interruption as I spot my favorite surgeon wandering between wards. Say hi to everybody. Favorite surgeon. First day back. Show him your wrists. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, I was saying, spent every nickel of the budget, stretched it as far as it could go. And what we have now is functional, but not complete. And what we're doing now is pausing to meet, to prioritize, and to figure out what needs to be done to get this building in operation, how much money we need to come up with, and then start working on where to get it. I'll show you the inside of the HDU, and you'll see that it has not changed much since my last update. So here we are inside the HDU. This is what would be the intensive care unit. We got beds stacked up. We got counters ready to go. But you're not seeing any computers or monitors. You're not seeing the bed heads across there. You're not seeing the med gases. We have O2 piping, and that's it. We do not have suction or medical air piping in place. And so it's sitting here empty, but looking lovely. There's supposed to be a glass wall all across here so that when you are a nurse sitting back here at the station, you can see right in and see all your patients. And of course you would have computers right here showing all of their stats, and then very quick access to get into each patient room. So yeah, it's supposed to be a glass wall with some nice glass sliding doors. But hopefully soon. Everything here is going well. We've taken this shoestring budget for this building and just stretched it as far as we can stretch it. And there's a lot of things that need to come together to get it over the finish line. The staff and the missionaries here have divided up into 3 teams. Obviously, I've spent the last couple years working on just the infrastructure of the building itself. But now we have 3 teams. One of them to focus on finishing up the interior of the building and what remains to be done. One of them to focus on equipment, all of the specialized equipment that you need for an intensive care unit. And then one of them to focus on staff. You know, this is a hospital that is absolutely squeaking by, struggling to get all of the staff paid every month. And just like this project, they're stretching every nickel. And now we need a bunch of highly trained intensive care nurses and intensive care physicians to make this ICU come to life. And getting there is tough. So there's a team focused on just that. There's a lot more than just the building to consider here. And I know that my piece of the puzzle has always been step 1. And people like Celeste could definitely run the ventilators and manage these ICU patients, but you cannot have an ICU manned 24/7, monitoring these patients all the time and rely on the physicians to be there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We need more staff to make that happen. We need staff capable of taking the ball from Zeke and Celeste and Dr. Rhodes and Niles and Jack and all of the great physicians here, and then watching them and caring for them and giving them that intensive, constant, unending care that they need until they can walk out of here on this beautiful new sidewalk. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, here is my Marvel style post-credits scene alluding at what is to come. While I was gone last week, we had dump trucks come in and make this road that goes behind our kitchen and sewing and chai room, and we've made a flat spot down here. And this is the site of the next building on the list. It is going to be a small one. There is another mission hospital that has donated to us a used oxygen plant. And so we want to put it right about there and run O2 piping up to connect to this building and then connect all the way down to maternity, which is, it's way down here. So this is the theater building. This little building here is actually where the hospital started like 90 years ago. That's the original hospital, is this building. Okay, and these are different wards that are here. And this long roof back there is the maternity ward. And of course, the goal would be to have this oxygen plant tap into all of these buildings and provide more oxygen to all of these buildings for patient care.